this is a new technology.
Yeah.
How did you know what is this new technology? How do you trust that it might work, and how do you feel like you can make that leap to?
So first of all, I remember when we first talked about it, you gave me paperwork, and I read it. So I read it. I like the technology. First of all, when Jesse was born and when Jesse was going through all his stuff after you put in the trach in him, I told Kevin, I have had an aunt she was an evangelical pastor. And before she passed away, she was on her deathbed, and she sent for me. And she said, I specifically had to come with Jessie. She was very smart. She loved science. She loved technology. She loved her earth and stuff. And before she passed away, she said to me that Jesse one day will be, he was going to help kids like him, or he was going to be helpful. Things that are going to be happening to him, she said, eventually are going to help other kids, and that he was going to be something, not groundbreaking, but he was here for his purpose, and that God put him here for a purpose, and he was going to help other kids like him. You had came to us, you said, look, if we want him to, straight out, if we want him to have a quality of life, this is what I need to do for him, this is what's going to help. And I remember it was an emergency, like you had, not emergent, but it was urgent. She always told me, don't ever give up on him. Always listen, and like I said, she believed in technology and science and in her earth, and we believe in God and stuff, and she always felt that he would be, one day that it would be his time. So she told me, don't ever forget that and hold that. So when you proposed that,
you remember this?
The first thing that came to me was what my aunt said, and I get goosebumps. So it was a hard decision because I'm like, remember, we didn't know if it was going to work.
I remember.
And you specifically told me, I believe it can work. We don't know. We have to try it. And it was kind of really bad because you're kind of putting, other parents would initially think, oh, you want my kid to be the guinea pig. Well, I kind of thought that, but then I also went back to what my aunt had said, that she said, there's going to be something that's going to change his life forever. He's going to change everybody else's life. And just always be open and always have faith. Mm. And so when I read that paperwork and I even Googled it. My partner has a brother who's a nurse practitioner in Louisiana. I even emailed it to him and I said, what do you think about this? Yeah. And he goes, that's pretty cool. From the paper, he goes, that's really cool. He's like, and if that can work for him, he's like, wow, that would be awesome.
He's in healthcare?
He's in healthcare, yeah.
Right, here you are. What was making you the most nervous? So here you're going into this surgery.
That it wouldn't work, and then we'd have to go back to the trach. That's probably what would make me it was the worst nervous. What made me actually just go for it was that, one, he was hitting a teenager. He's so resilient. And he just always wanted, he wanted to swim. And he had this love for the water that, unfortunately, with a trach, he wouldn't be able to, keep loving it. It was had to love it from afar. Yeah. And I wanted something different for him. It had been so long that I stayed with the faith. I said, well, if I have faith, it's going to work, It'll change our life. Yeah. Faith that if it didn't work, then hey, we go back to the trach, right? And then initially I just felt it was his time. I don't know, it was weird. It was like, his time, his body did get bigger, and he did seem a little bit more mature.
Was there anything you wish we had talked about beforehand? Anything that you tell me?
The whole thing with him being so strong that he blew the gasket when he woke up. Yeah. And we both didn't know, because you was like, if I just would have, he was so strong enough to scream hard enough to make that little gas and turn this whole hospital upside down for the next 3 hours. Yeah. And it was very scary. And so that part, I wish, we didn't know that going in. Yeah. I knew the language, of course, when you told me I was like, oh no, I knew what we were in for, Yeah. So that's maybe the only thing. But I mean, again, with the faith, and I knew where we were at, and I knew he was in the best hands. And I mean, and the fact that you even told me, look, at this point, if it doesn't work, I'll put his drink back in.
Right.
And we were both like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine, because we just want him back and healthy.
Right.
So,
and technology itself, in terms of how we're going through all those sleep studies and then using the
You know-
remote and all that, was it what you expected?
I really didn't expect. I think it was. I didn't expect it to be like that, but it was something. How can I say, something I got used to? Because we did sleep studies without this before, so I already knew coming in what a sleep study was. Finding out, looking at all the gadgets, seeing the computer and the loggings, and looking at the stuff moving. So that was interesting, and I mean, I sacrificed my birthday for the first year. I came in here on my birthday just to see, to see what was. Let's see. The technology is great. I really think it's great. He can turn it on and off himself. He knows when it's on. He knows when it's off. I think it's done wonders. I am really proud of myself that we said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am. And the fact.
And you were the first.
Yes.
I mean, that's why I thought of you for this. Is just because to be the first is.
And he has healed so well.
Yeah.
Even when I thought this was going to be a little bit abnormal. I mean, he's.
Yeah.
And he has no shame in his game. He takes off his shirt. He goes swimming. He shows off his scars. We're proud. Like, I don't care.
What about what you would tell other parents in terms of telling? What would you, in terms of advice you give them?
Letting their kids. Well, always be truthful with their kids, because they are going to be in pain, because it is painful. Just you have to take Tylenol and stay still. I would say always look towards the future, where Jess was having such a hard time sleeping, and sometimes just wouldn't be cooperative because he'd just be tired, Now he can sleep. Now he's more cooperative. I mean, he can still get into his moods, but the fact that he can sleep and that he can breathe.
It's such a wonderful story, and thank you. I just every time I try to talk to parents about this, I keep thinking it'd be so nice for them to hear you, saying, "How do you make that decision?"
I mean, you don't ever give up. You don't give up on your kid, especially them. And like I said, I just always have faith, and I don't know. I just always have faith and left it, and just known that it would work for him, and then just trust me too, because I trust your hands.
Yeah, we've been doing this together.